Hey, welcome to Hooked on Utah. Today I've got an incredible adventure with an incredible guest, one of my lifetime fishing heroes, Roland Martin. Roland, we are in Sinaloa, Mexico.
Lake Bacharach, son. It's where I caught my 2 best fish ever.
I'm telling you what, this is a dream for me. We're here, we're gonna do a little topwater action, and I am gonna learn from the master, the godfather of bass fishing. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's adventure. So Roland, someone new to topwater, you know, what's the proper technique, especially when you're throwing something like this small Rico?
Well, when we came down here to the lake the other day, I had a much larger profile bait. It was a big saltwater one, about twice as big. I couldn't get bit. My partner had this little Rico size, and that was the size they want. I guess this emulates that little tilapia that's so prevalent in these lakes, and that's what they're feeding on. Whatever the reason, that's the profile. So, the other thing is having the right profile plug, and the other thing is having the right conditions in general. We're finding areas that are not too rough and windy. A little bit of breeze is fine. And the water's a little dingy, but not too dingy. It's kind of clear. But the main thing is it's cloud cover. We have a lot of low light right now, and that's what it takes to catch really good topwater fish. And actually the fourth thing that's so important is water temperature itself. You know, if the water's really too cold, say in the 50s or 40s, you're not going to catch much on topwater, if anything. But right now we're dealing with 70-something degree water temperature, even maybe 80-degree water temperature. The fish are real active. Now, here's the deal. I just missed one, and it's always good to have a backup plan. And here's my backup plan. Here's a Cinco, backup Cinco. I'm going to throw it right in the same spot. Now watch this. I'm going to drag it here. Now that fish just hit my plug. It's probably small, but I'm just going to ease it along right there. We'll see if I can't get that fish. It just hit me. Pull it along. Let's see if I can't get that fish. They'll hit a backup Cinco almost every time. It's so important to have a backup.
Okay, so we switched up.
No. That's a bigger fish.
Another good fish?
That's a bigger one. I don't know how big. Pretty big.
So Roland, we ended up switching up. We were throwing topwater.
We saw some fish break on this thing, and that's a good one. That's a pretty good fish. That's a pretty good fish there. There we go. Now we're talking. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Okay, now this is what bass fishing's about, boys. This is what bass fishing's about. 7 or 8 pounds. That's not a bad way to go with the little thing. I'll tell you what I got. I got a scale. And we got the scale right here. And what I'm going to do, Gary, I'm going to zero it right here. Let's see what we got here. Okay, 8.20. Well, actually, 8.24, 8.24. So 8 1/4 pounds. 8 1/4 pounds. It's not a bad start for the first good fish of the day. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do while I'm here, because my wife said, I got to do this for Facebook. I got to get some pictures of this thing. Okay, let's see. Let me get a picture going here. Son. Okay. We're going to let him go and see if he can't be caught again another day. Okay, boys. Let's see. Let's do this. Okay. Perfect fish. Did you notice? Oh, thank you. That fish had never been caught before. That was a virgin fish. I looked very closely at his mouth. And that's a testimony for catch and release when you see that they've been caught before. But that fish was a virgin fish. Had never been caught. Okay. Hey, that's a good start. Let's get going. Put my hat on. Put another Cinco on. And that fish, I saw it break, and we saw it come up and chase something. I threw the worm on top of it to start with.
Can you believe that? I'm fishing with Roland Martin in Mexico. Unbelievable. 8-pound bass. Boom. Just like that.
Now, another thing that I was doing here, I was using some of these 3-colored worms. They've just made a mold. It's real expensive to do. They've been laminate molds for two colors for a long time. This is a 3 injection mold. It's very expensive to make. And so I'm going to try it. And I'm just going to, basically what I have for a setup is basically a 4/0 EWG. That's only a 5-inch Cinco. And this is a 4/0 EWG hook. I'm coming through 3/8 of an inch and just doing it at a Texas rig. When I go through the worm though, I kind of halfway expose the hook. I kind of come and lay it flat on the top like that, kind of skin hook it. Okay, that's ready to go. Now for a leader, I went light. I know you're supposed to be thinking about heavy stuff, at least down the lake. I went to 17. I might change this to 25-pound leader. And that's a 50-pound braid. And that's a 1-ounce tungsten weight. Anyway, that's the combination. Okay, and what I did then, I saw the fish break, and I just threw right by it. And the second, I just dragged it right to where he hit, and he took it just instantly. But we've been doing the same thing with topwater. For some reason, the topwater wasn't paying off.